Welcome to Dr. Kuldeep Dutta from Dehradun. I am saying we are having you again in Bharat Marg. I am so excited and thrilled. And he is a well-known cardiologist and who advises some of the largest boards of the doctors associations and all. Again, we are very happy, and he has a tremendous knowledge on the politics and the history of Punjab. That's what we are going to talk here about. Okay, because he studied from Punjab, and you will hear from him, folks. Here is Dr. Kuldeep Dutta for you. Welcome to Bharat Marg. I have a quick question for you. Punjab today, how do you see it? My question is very simple. Are they the Sikhs? Are they following the real teachings of the Gurus? Because Guru Gobind Singh, I remember one person, what is his name? You will able to say better. Goes and gives water for the thirsty enemy who was on the battlefield. And Guru Gobind Singh calls him and asks him, why do you give thirsty the water to the enemy? And he says, when I fill the water, I don't see whether he is ours or enemy. I give the water to the thirsty person, and he honors him. From that kind of teaching today, you see, it is like jihadis wearing the turban kind of situation in Punjab. Say me something about what you think of it, whole thing that is happening inside the Gurudwara, all kind of attack and those kind of things. Please say, Dr. Sahib, what do you think?
Sundarji, a very warm welcome to you, and I'm grateful to be on a channel and say a few words, my 2 cents as they say. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It is very painful for me to see and to comment on what is happening in Punjab. I am a Punjabi. I was born in Ludhiana. I was raised up in Sarhand. So that part of Sarhand, Gurudwara Dukh Nivaran, Gurudwara Fatehgarh Sahib and Gurudwara Jyoti Swaroop has been part of my growing up. So it is not something that I imbibed from reading something. It is something which was handed over to me through generations, through my dadi, dada, chachas, tayas and all that. So that has been part of my growing up, and seeing what is happening in Punjab is very, very painful. Now, what you commented on Guru Gobind Singh Ji asking ki you are giving water to the enemy. He says, when I give water, I don't see whether he's a friend or a foe, whether he's an enemy or not, which is resonating with what Guru Nanak said, ki manas ki jaat sab ek hi pehchan bo. All it is humanism, humanity. Everybody is उसी परमात्मा का अंश है, तो वही है मानस की जात सब एक ही पहचान बो. उससे अब जो हो रहा है, we have come a long way, as they say, we have gone down the tube, and it's very, very painful for me as a Punjabi staying in Dehradun. I have no words to say, but it deserves outright condemnation from each and every Indian who has his heart in the right place.
So this jihadi kind of action, inside the Gurudwara, is it to scare the people? If you are a non-Sikh, non-turbaned person, come inside. Because you have to understand, in Kapurthala, there is no proof the person insulted anything. Okay, even if they insult, day in and day out, people insult Hindus. They don't go and kill them. In Kapurthala, there was no proof, and the police caught the person, but they snatched the person from the police and killed in front of the police. Okay, is it to scare you and me from coming into the Gurudwara?
Sundarji, I saw a video which came from Punjab and which was addressed by one of the Dera chiefs, and he said he condemned the killing at the Singhu border, where a youth was killed for doing be-adbi, which is a new word which has been coined, and he was killed and his hand and feet cut, and he was hung up like a goat for a barbecue. So that video, the Sikh gentleman was saying कि भाई what is happening is कि आप लोग अगर गुरुद्वारे में आओ तो अगर आपके सिर के ऊपर से रुमाल हट गया तो किसी ने आपका गला काट दिया तो फिर आप ध्यान से गुरुद्वारे में आना. So if this is the way we are going to behave, people will stop coming to the Gurudwara. गुरुद्वारा गुरु का घर है.
Is that is the purpose?
नहीं, आप सुंदर जी मेरी बात समझिए कि गुरुद्वारा किसी की प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है. वो गुरुद्वारा जो है गुरु का घर है. वो ग्रंथी जी की प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है. वो सेवादार की प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है.
ठीक है, ये सेवादार का प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है, मगर कुलदीप जी, if there is no safety for you and me like monas,
I will not go.
to go inside.
Sir, I will not go.
That is the purpose, to scare the monas from coming.
I don't know what is the purpose, but I am shocked that no media, no politician, and those 120 odd intellectuals and IAS and admirals and IPS officers who keep writing to the Prime Minister, on everything under the sun, they are conspicuous by their absolute silence.
And
Everybody,
and the Bollywood.
I care two hoots for Bollywood.
Yeah,
They are
who
not
said
opinion makers.
that our girls are not safe inside the temple? You remember that campaign they ran?
Yeah, but you see, I am shocked. I am shocked at every political party, even the government in power
Yes.
is silent on the killing of two human beings.
All are partner in the crime.
By default, they are. It is the job of the government to hold the law, uphold the law. The safety and security of every citizen is the responsibility of the state, and the state seems to have buckled under.
Is the Guru Granth Sahib pustak जो है उसको इतना so much respect is given, which duly deserves, but at the same time on the real teachings of Guru they are going blindsided. Is that right? What do you think?
Absolutely right, Sudarji. It was not a dharam, it was a panth. And what is the saying of Guru Nanak? Agya bhai akal ki धवे चलायो पंथ, सब सिखों को हुक्म है गुरु मानियो ग्रंथ. Right? So Guru मानियो ग्रंथ is not what is written in the ink से जो लिखा है, that is not the Granth. The Granth is what the meaning it is conveying. So unfortunately, the people seem to have forgotten the Granth का जो अंदर वो जो convey कर रहा है मैसेज, उस मैसेज को तो भूल गए हैं. एंड वो दो कवर्स के बीच में जो है उसको उन्होंने किताब मांग लिया है और किताब की जो है उसके आगे नतमस्तक हो रहे हैं, उसकी टीचिंग्स को भूल गए हैं.
So much conversion is happening for Christianity and Islam over there in Punjab. Even the chief minister himself, people say baptized, Chenni, who has just opened up the seat for Bible studies in Punjab, these people, but he calls himself a Guru Sikh too, the converted Christian.
That is his choice to follow any faith that he wants. But let me be very clear with you, the only dharam is Sanatan. And Sanatan is not a ritual, it is the natural, path of life. हर एक का जो duty है, dharam is duty, it is not religion. Religion is is derived from a Latin connotation. So it's got nothing to do with that. And what has happened there is, cannot be justified by any rational human being. And I am appalled at the media, at the TV media, at the print media, at the so-called intellectuals who let it fly right, left and center on every little thing.
And our esteemed politicians.
Every politician. He's complicit. I am very, very clear in my mind, whether it is the ruling party or it is the opposition, they have not stood up for the two human beings who were killed. They are all saying ki beadbi hui hai, beadbi. Now beadbi and blasphemy is foreign to the dharmic tradition. We have no equivalent word for it in Hindi. So that beadbi itself is a Urdu word. It is not in Gurmukhi. Gurmukhi mein aap mujhe you tell me a word which is a translation of blasphemy. You tell me a Sanskrit word for blasphemy. It is not there. We have invented another word for blasphemy in Hindi. It is called Ishnanda. Ishninda. You know, आप किसी की निंदा करते हैं तो ईश निंदा जो है आपने एक वर्ड कॉइन कर लिया एंड आपने एक पर्सनलाइज्ड उर्दू आई डोंट नो व्हाट यू कॉल्ड बेअदबी आई मीन वेयर आर वी गोइंग
You know, if somebody is criticizing Ramji, like Manur Farki was doing, so what do they suggest? What the government suggests? Go and attack them like this and get rid of them?
No, but then they'll say you're lynching. That is lynching. You know, religious texts give you that sanction. No religious text gives you the sanction except Islam. No, none whatsoever. The rule of law has to prevail.
Absolutely. Now, if you take a minute and talk to the real Guru Sikh, you know, who is still following Guru's teaching, what you will talk to them?
The real Guru Sikh is following the essence of the what is said in the Guru Granth Sahib, not the pages or the book. Unfortunately, they have reduced it to a book, you know, without understanding what is said in it. So it is more of a ritual. They have forgotten what the message is. The message was Guru Gobind Singh said, Guru Manyo Granth did not mean कि आप इन pages को मारना शुरू कर दो and you start paying obeisances to the pages or the Granth Sahib and start bowing before that. You have to imbibe that. Imbibe what is there in the Guru Granth Sahib. जैसे कहते हैं कि धर्म को धारण करते हैं तो वो ग्रंथ साहब में जो बोला गया है उसको आपको अपनी लाइफ में धारण करना है ना कि उसको आप इस्लामिस्ट की तरह जो है उसके साथ आप तलवार लेके खड़े हो जाएंगे और मेरा सिर से अगर कपड़ा उतर जाएगा या मैं कुछ कर दूंगा तो आप मेरी गर्दन उतार देंगे
बिल्कुल and last one thing Dr. Sahib from you last thing you know now the Hindu community and the other you know minority communities in Punjab who are scared because anybody can be attacked tomorrow for saying oh you insulted this you insulted that kind of thing you know and they are scared like it was in Bindradwala time you know and no they know no politician no they won't even be counted as a creature in the earth if something happens to them you know what will you talk to them and what will you say to them? Is it an attempt to chase them out of Punjab?
I am not a politician. I am not a historian, and I'm not a religious person, so I can't comment on that. But as common sense, as a common citizen, if my thinking is right, how can a state pass a law in India? The laws are essential. This thing, a state cannot enact a new law. They have enacted a new law on blasphemy in Punjab. And how did the central government allow that? It has to be approved by parliament. I mean, you are allowing every state to go its own way. Punjab enacted a law on blasphemy.
What will you say to the Hindu community there who are scared? Will they be attacked? Or will they be chased out of Punjab? Or they even belong there? What will you say to them?
Sir, let me go back. In 1971, after the creation of Bangladesh, Bhutto said that we will create Bangladesh on our borders. That is West Pakistan ke border pe hum Bangladesh create karenge and we will bleed India with 1,000 cuts. So I think Pakistan is doing its job on track, on time. They have softened up Punjab by infusing it with drugs and compromising the police, the judiciary, the administration, everybody. So the law and order has taken a backseat. It is the government's duty to enforce the law, uphold the law. Nobody has a right to kill anybody. They should have caught those persons and handed them over to the police.
The central government of India, run by Modi government, you know, they are buying all the missiles, everything up to the scientific thing, but they cannot even protect their own citizens inside the land. What will you talk to them?
I think they are failing in their primary duty of ensuring the security of the citizens of India. I don't have to think about it. It's as simple as that.
So what is the status of the Hindus still living in Punjab? They are a gone case history. They had to run away.
that is the basic idea. If you look at how the direct action plan started, the direct action plan was that you kill the Musalman in Bihar, so there is a reprisal against them and they are forced to leave Bihar, and then the program started in Bengal. So this is all sponsored by Pakistan, Pakistani money, the narco terrorism which is there
You
in
you mean
Punjab.
you mean attack and eliminate the Hindus in Bihar? Is that what?
Yes, it was Jinnah's time. So the same thing is happening here now. They are trying to create. You have killed the guy. How do you know he's a Hindu? How? I mean, you should have let him, caught him and handed him over to the police, so they could have done an investigation and found out who sent him, from where he came, where his family is. Now you have killed the guy. So where's the
And he looks
investigation?
like a very poor guy from SC/ST rank or something like that.
Huh?
He didn't.
I mean, I just saw the photograph of the guy in Kapurthala, and he looks to be a very impoverished kind of person who I would not like to believe ki this guy traveled from Delhi or UP, as they are saying, all the way to Kapurthala to do what? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Anyway, doctor. So, do you think the Sikh religion is on the downward spiral? Will it even? What will happen to it next?
I mean, it has been hijacked. Sikh, I mean, let me correct you. Sikhism is not a religion. It is a panth. It is a panth, and it is a culmination of the Bhakti movement, which was started in the 7th or 8th century from South India, from your part of the country. And you are the pioneers who started the Sikh Bhakti movement. And as it came up to Gujarat, to Maharashtra, and to Punjab, and it is in the 14th century that you had Guru Nanak coming there. And when it went down to the 10th Guru, his compositions are in Braj. They are not in Gurmukhi. So, I mean, it has traveled all along, and it is a culmination of the Bhakti movement. And this Keshdharis and the turban and the five Ks of Sikhism, if you have read the story of Kushal Singh Dahiya from Sonipat, who
Yes, we just
gave
did
his
the
head,
interview of them family.
he gave his head, and the head of Guru Tegh Bahadur was safely delivered to Guru Gobind Singh at Anandpur Sahib, and Guru Gobind Singh hugged the person and he said, "Rangrete Guru ke bete." And he asked कि वहां पे और कोई नहीं था, उनका जी सब भाग गए थे. Then he said कि now we will keep Kesh, we will keep this thing, we'll keep an identity so that we stand up and fight, we don't go away. So who are Sikhs? They are us only. हम ही तो हैं वो, हम ही हैं वो कहीं बाहर से नहीं आए हैं. They did not, come into existence out of nothing. Ad nihilo जो कहते हैं, they are not ad nihilo. They are us only.
Yes.
And ये जो प्रथा थी, the pratha was that every family gave one person for Sikhi, for protection of the dharam, not panth, dharam के protection के लिए. And who are the Panch Pyaras? The first one was from Odisha. The second one was from Bidar, Karnataka. Third one was from Nanded. Fourth was from Meerut. Only one was from Punjab. And he was also a Uppal, a Khatri. So, were there any body that you think appeared out of nowhere? They came from all four corners of Bharat. And Hindustan is the word first used by Guru Nanak himself. When he's lamenting in Babur's time, seeing the atrocities, he's lamenting and trying to appeal to God कि तुम्हें तरस नहीं आया, हिंदुस्तान कर लाया, तुम्हें तरस नहीं आया. That is Guru Nanak Dev. So how can you say that they are a separate religion? They are not even a religion, they are a panth, they are a sect.
Absolutely. Dr. Saab, thank you very much for your time and showing light on this. Hope the fire gets put down in Punjab and people feel safe and this is our prayer, and hope the government will do its duty without just not the vote appeasement alone. Okay, thank you very much for your time. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.